This guide for Crimson Desert is going to teach you how to do some advanced movement tech, including vertical scaling or skating, half stamina gliding, and also how to faster load when you teleport around the map. Let's get into it, let's go. We're going to start with vertical scaling, and before I show you how to do this, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need air stab, sword and shield, and double jump. So let me show you what that is. Right here on the skill tree, you will need to level up stab all the way so you can unlock aerial stab. After that, you're going to go down here and learn double jump. Now, if you don't want to use a single abyss artifact to unlock double jump, you can go down to the... It's mid-game, but it's down here. There's a village called Pororin, and you will see the children using double jump in the village. However, to even get in here, you have to do a tedious quest where you have to go all the way over here and stuff. And there's a quicker way to do the quest, but it's honestly worth just putting the skill point into. Once you go down here and observe them, you can unspec later and get your free skill point back if you even care. But skill points are easy to farm anyway. But also, you're going to need a sword and shield. Not an axe, not a mace, not a two-handed sword either. It doesn't work. You need sword and shield equipped and drawn to do this. Alright? And so, it's pretty simple to use. And this is good for verticality or diagonal movement. And so the way it works is you're going to do a double jump by jumping and then jumping again. Just like that. That's step number one. And that will require some spirit, so make sure you focus up and get your spirit fully charged. Alright? But to do the aerial stab, you're going to double jump. And then you're going to... It depends on if you're on PC or you're on console. But... for me, I hold shift and I push right click. I don't know what the button configuration is for you guys, but there's a couple advanced ways that you can use this for movement, and this is entirely based on your stamina. But if you scrape against a vertical surface, you will have momentum, and so it's pretty interesting. I can kind of show you what that looks like now. Like, say I drop here, and then I'm going to aim upwards. And you'll notice that I still have like a kind of a momentum. Now that one wasn't much because there is a lip that kind of prevents me from, you know, getting the full momentum. But against mountainsides, it's really good. I can kind of maybe show you like this. See, you can see that I am just flying now. I had to cancel my momentum by turning around. So using this ability, you can really climb big walls, giant mountains. You can get up things very easily, very early on, without having to use a bunch of normal climbing mechanics and stamina. So, that is your vertical and your diagonal movement. Now, you can also use this to cancel downward momentum so you take no fall damage. So, if you're falling and then you downward stab, well, you're not going to take any damage. Now, obviously, you can just pull out your wings and do it that way, but again, this thing makes just traversing normally difficult things very, very easy. But also note that if you happen to have very heavy forward momentum and you go skating across, that momentum will give you fall damage and kill you. It's a little hard to show here. Also, you can use it to change directions very quickly, which I didn't really show it off there, but normally what people do I see on streams and videos is, there we go, that's a very nice skate. So look how far I got. But essentially, if you are, say, gliding and you need to latch onto a wall like this, instead of trying to turn around and then latch to the wall, hold on, let me get some air. Alright, while you're gliding, you just cancel the glide into a stab, which I didn't do it in time there, but we'll try it again. Let's get a little bit of air. So we're gliding, we're going to cancel the glide into a stab, and there is a bit of a delay, but there we go. You can see that from that wall I was able to launch myself up here, and I would have kept flying through the air too. So it just takes a little bit of practice, but on very big cliff facings like this, instead of having to climb and jump your way up and rest and drink wine and stuff, you can just zip right up it with aerial stabs. There is no reason not to be aerial stabbing whenever you need to climb something or get somewhere in a diagonal sense. Now let's talk about horizontal movement. You're going to be able to glide twice as far, or rather use half of your stamina that you would normally use. You're going to need swift flight and aerial roll, but there's a trick to it, okay? This isn't, oh, just learn the skills and do the skill. No, there is a hack or a cheat that lets you not spend as much stamina as you normally would, okay? So, When you're on the skill tree, right down here, this button is the flight button. You're going to need to learn swift flight. So that is one skill point. There we go. And then aerial roll is another skill point or abyss artifact. Now, you can learn this in the Chapter 5 boss fight, but that's pretty far away, and you're going to want to get this early game. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the distance that you would normally travel with these skills, and I don't want to... Holy crap, I am literally stuck. Weird. But I'm going to show you the distance that we would normally glide from the smithy rooftop here. Let's see. Yeah, here's the smithy. Actually, how about in front of the smithy, we'll jump on the roof real quick. We're going to draw our sword and not kill any random strangers here. The controls are so clunky sometimes. So we're going to start on this rooftop. We're going to triple jump in the air. Well, we're going to double jump and then triple jump with the force palm. And we're going to glide along the road curving to the right. And I'm going to show you how far we get normally and how far we get with the cheat. Alright, so this is how far we would go. Normally we're going to double jump into triple palm. And then we're going to enter flight mode. We're going to dash and we're going to... Well, if you use the dash, you don't really get that far. So you don't want to dash at all in that regards if you're just playing normally. And this leads a lot of people to believe that the dash is worthless and they never learn it, but that is a big mistake. Also, I am stuck focusing here, but we're going to do it again. This time, no dash. Go ahead and triple jump into flight. And then we're going to just kind of glide. And you can see we got about right around here with just normal gliding. And do note my stamina is at 220. So, you know, your results may vary depending on how much stamina you have. So here's the optimal way to do it, alright? You're going to double jump, then triple force palm downwards so that you're as high as possible. You're going to pop out your wings, and then you're going to use your focus button. Your focus button is whenever you... Hold on, I didn't mean to slash there. Whenever you do this little move in the game, you can do this in the air. And that is the cheat. Then you're going to air dodge once in the direction you want to go, usually forward. And then you're going to use your swift flight to your destination, and the entire time you're going to be focused. So this is what it looks like. We're going to... Hold on. The game like gets weird when I alt-tab out of it. It won't let me move for a bit. And yeah, controls are wonky. It's whatevs. We're going to double jump, triple palm, into flight mode, into focus, into air dodge once while holding our shift button. And now look how far we go. We made way more distance, and it kind of rockets you forward. So we made it all the way to the goats with the cheat, okay? Whereas originally we where did we make it to? We made it not even to the light posts, I believe. And then if you spam aerial dodge, you don't make it anywhere. So that is the fastest way to move horizontally, using or any direction you want to go. I mean, you can't go up or diagonally, that's for aerial stabs, but you can see that we made a whole lot of distance just from there. It's insane how far you can get. And so when you're moving around, you should just always be doing this. Like, instead of getting on a horse and just riding forward, that's stupid. You should just always double jump. Hello, game. Can you not be responsive? Into the triple jump, into the glide, into the focus mode, into the dodge, and then there you go. And the more stamina you have, the further you're going to be able to glide. And then whenever you lose all your stamina, you just get sent really fast forward. And if you use your wings right upon contact on the ground, you'll take no fall damage. So there you go. Next up is speeding up fast travel. When you normally fast travel, let's say I fast travel here to this waypoint, and come on, can't teleport? Bro, I'm not in combat or anything. What the hell, game? So normally it does this animation where you go through this portal and then you walk. You've seen this a million times. You don't need to watch this in a video. But yeah, it plays this whole annoying ass animation. Now, the simple truth is that if you want to just not see that animation, if you're standing on a waypoint or a fast travel point, then you can teleport to another fast travel point instantly. So there you go. It just goes to a black screen. You wait like less than half a second, and then boom, you're there. And so yeah, it's that simple. But when you're on these little things here and you try to go, you know, back, it's well, you'll see. You still have to watch the annoying animation. So it only works on the big circle things that you stand on. Alright, so I'm going to give you a bonus movement tip, and this is considered cheating, but it's a single-player game, so you're only cheating yourself, honestly, but this is going to massively speed up your movement. But before I show you what it is, I want to show you how much time is saved. So I'm going to go from this Abyss Nexus all the way over here to the Kindlin Workshop Abyss Nexus, and I'm going to try to travel there as fast as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and... you know, we could use the the horizontal movement I taught you, but we're gonna just ride the regular level 1 horse there and see how long it takes. Alright, so I was able to get here in about 1 minute and 7 seconds, so not too bad. This was using the horse, using our vertical aerial stab, and a little bit of gliding, but nothing too crazy, about 1 minute of real-life time. Now, using this will save you massive amounts of real-life time, but again, this is only for PC players. And you're going to use Cheat Engine. And you're going to mainly use this Enable Speed Hack, alright? You can just Google Cheat Engine and download it for PC, and then you hook it to your game. And whenever you enable Speed Hack, you just travel so fast through the game. I'll demonstrate. Now, what I recommend that you do is that you hotkey different versions of the Speed Hack. So I have like Speed Hack Speed 1, 2, and 3. And like my number 2 button on my numpad is going to give me 13 times game speed, which is what I normally use. We have a double speed here, and then toggling speed hack is just my number 1 button. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna run this. All right, and for this one, I'm gonna show you it live. I'm gonna start the timer, and then we're gonna start the speed hack, and you can see, you know, this is just kind of like trotting speed, right? Nothing too crazy, but we're just walking there. And we get stuck on things every once in a while. It gets, oh, look at that. We got washed down the shore. That's okay. We'll try again, right? And maybe, okay, we got washed down the shore again. But hey, we're only 20 seconds in. There we go. We managed to cross it this time. And look at that. We are pretty much there in 26 seconds, very sloppily, all right? So, and again, that noise is my computer, not yours. Don't worry, your computer's not blowing up. But yeah, you can see we managed to get here in under half the time without being efficient in our movement at all. And so what this means, okay, I'm going to stop this timer. We don't need the timer anymore. But what this means, okay, hold on. I got to turn my timer off. Is if you want to really explore this game and say you want to get all the fast travel points, or like there's an item that you want that's like way up here in Varnia. Okay, Varnia is it's 10,000 meters away. All right. So, in order to get there as quick as possible, right, you would generally want to take your closest fast travel point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. But we're going to remember our movement tech. We're going to stand on this first so we don't get that annoying loading screen. There we go. This just gives us the black screen. We can pop in immediately if we want to. And now we're at, 9,500 meters away. So we're just going to turn on the speed hack. And, well, there's a big quarry in the way, so we're going to have to go around that. But that's okay. And the cool thing about this is even if we die, or, the closer we get, and say we die or we get stuck or, shipped off course, whatever, then when we respawn, it's not going to respawn us back at the waypoint we started at. No, it's going to, you can see I took damage from something there, but what's going to happen is it's going to respawn us close to where we died. So right now I'm in a ravine, that's fine. We're still making progress, we're still getting close to Varnia. And yeah, the game looks pretty wonky when you're running it at 13 times speed. And yeah, we just aggroed some enemies, that's fine. But again, this is just like regular trot speed. We almost died falling off a cliff, that's fine. Again, if you die, it just respawns you. So there we go, we actually died. We're going to go ahead and revive at checkpoint. And it's going to put us still semi-close to the area. So you can see here, I'm now 8,000 meters away. And we can just continue our, trot along. And again, this is going to save you so much time if you need to get fast travel points or go to a part on the map that you haven't unlocked yet. And you may be thinking this spoils the game, but, honestly, I don't think it does. I think it just saves you time. Anyway, you legends, let me know what you think about this advanced movement guide. Is there any other advanced movement text that you may know about or that you've seen? As far as I know, these are the 3 things that'll get you around the world super quick. And I'm sorry, console players, I don't know a way to speed up your game and cheat the speed so that you can maneuver around. Let me turn this off. That's my PC, not yours. So anytime you get like these little geographical like difficulties here, you can always just do your advanced movement tech, turn off the hack, because obviously, well, now I'm getting stuck here. It's It won't let me air stab if I'm not high up enough away from the geography. But yeah, you can see we can just air stab our way, you know, through the ravine here. Awesome stuff. And then the double jump. Get some stamina back. Once we get back onto flat ground, we can continue speed hacking towards our destination. And, yeah. So, just a little bit more. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I don't want to keep you here too long, but, this is just the optimal way to travel around the game. And I know you may be thinking, oh, you should... Look at this thing. There's like a freaking floating blue guy. What the hell? Right? Like... You'll discover so many random things. Oh, this is an enemy. Look at that. He's just flying around. I want to see how hard this guy hits. Okay, he's casting ice spells. Alright, whatever. Anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys later. You don't need to see me travel all the way across the map.